I wonder, how many of y'all have ever found yourself in a situation where you felt like you just didn't quite have the control that you wanted? Where you were feeling like you should get it now. You should have it now. My name is Mark Anthony DeBose Jr. and I was born July 4th of 1986. And something very, very interesting that I do have to say is, if I can control some dogs to sit here and relax and hang with these chickens and have some sort of what we call in dog training world impulse control, why is it that we as human beings can't quite do the same thing? When I can convince an animal to do something for me, that it wants to ravage, it wants to have fun, it wants to eat, it wants to play, it wants to chase, it wants to do what it does, but if I'm able to say, make sure that they don't do that in any case scenario, why is it that we as human beings are just struggling with the concept of knowing that we just can't have everything right now, and everything just isn't for us right here, right now, this instant? And that really just puts a lot of thought in me, because I feel like we as a society are running to a very, very sticky situation with what it is that we're doing and where it is that we're headed to, that we feel like everything should be now. And not even just that, but everything should be ours. That everything should just be when I want it, how I want it, and the way I want it. And you got to come to realize it just doesn't work that way. And I feel like the more and more that I do a lot of work out here with working these animals and working on this farm and doing what it is I'm doing, that majority of this, all this out here, just doesn't function that way. That you gotta wait. You gotta wait for it. It's gonna come, and when it comes, it's gonna be good for you. And when it's good for you is when the right time is gonna be there for you. That you don't get to pick and choose when it's gonna be good. You don't get to just start growing something and decide when it's finished. You gotta wait for it to be finished. You gotta wait for the situation of it doing what it's doing is going to come to manifest. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us just don't really have a good understanding with anymore. I feel like the more that I especially start raising some chickens and raising some veggies and raising some cows and raising the goats and raising these animals from birth, that I get a good understanding of knowing that sometimes some things are just, you gotta wait to be able to get the satisfaction. You gotta wait to be able to get the reward. You gotta wait knowing that there's gonna be sometimes that it's just not always gonna work out the way that you thought it was gonna work out. That sometimes you gotta sit back and just realize that all the work that you did just didn't quite come out to be the way that you wanted it to be. The more I realize, there's just the more self-control that I feel like I start to gain and start to get with being out here and doing what it is that I'm doing. That sometimes we want it right now, but I'm telling you, the more self-control that you have, the more that you have delayed gratification, the more that you have a good understanding of what it actually takes to be able to get something from nothing all the way up to something, that it really is a lot. And it's really not something that's just instant. And the whole part of just the instant gratification is something that's confusing to me today as compared to what I used to always feel like I want it now. And that's something that I used to pray about a lot, is saying that I want it now and I need it now. And I'm not going to live without having it right now. And if it's not right now, then I don't even want it. I used to have an attitude like that. I wonder how many of y'all got that attitude and feeling like you should be able to have it and have everything and be able to get everything. And at the same time, there's some times that we're in a situation where we can have it, that we say even should have it, but maybe we shouldn't have it at that exact moment. That we need to have a little bit of impulse control and making sure that we are making the right decision and not making a decision that's going to absolutely destroy us and put us in a downward trajectory in our future. Where it's like right now, these dogs can decide, hey, I'm going to go get that chicken when I want that chicken. When I told them, since I came in here, that we're not going to do that. And for me, just being a dog trainer, hey, Oreos, get down. For me being a dog trainer, I kind of just want to, I don't know what it is, but upgrade what it is that I keep on doing with these dogs to really just kind of not even just upgrade for my own self. I know how they're going to act, putting them inside the middle of the chicken coop, knowing that they want to eat, and they do eat, and they consume, and they do get a chance to chase every single one of these chickens that are in here. And especially at one point, one day when they finally get out of here, they head to the main field, that they're going to be able to have some fun with them. And at the same time, this is their dinner. And it's very interesting that I'm able to keep them in a, sense of level of control and keeping them, be able to manage them, to let them know that you're not going to mess with them. You're not going to do anything with them. They're here and they're mine until I decide to give it to you. And I feel like that's weird to me, because that's a great concept, and I feel like how God is. You see, there's an abundance here for them. They can't possibly eat it all right here, right now. They can maybe eat one, maybe two at a time. The size they are right now, they could probably eat one of them at a time right now, but they can't possibly eat all 300 of these chickens that are in here. So for them to just see it, it's all here. Everything that they want is right here, but they can't actually get it all right now. And I feel like that's a concept of how God is with me, with what it is that I have going on in my life, that I could see it all out there. I could see what I want. I could see everything. I could see all of it. I know it's right there. I know it's for me so close. It's for me to just touch, for me to hold. But at the same time, he's not just going to give it all to me because he just gave it all to me in one go, in one instant. It could be such a very dangerous thing that could happen. Like, for instance, if these dogs decided to just eat every single one of these right now, they would run into one of two scenarios. One, they overeat and they end up harming themselves to killing themselves because they overate. Two, they ate it all. So now they don't have enough for the rest of the year. Now they don't have enough to just keep on going for more and more than just one time. That they consume the whole thing. And I wonder how many of us as human beings do that same thing, where say such a great miracle comes to us that we see it and it's right there, and then we just use it all in that one instant instead of realizing that it was something that was going to be able to allow us to be able to keep on growing and going for days and days, weeks, months, and sometimes for the remainder of our life. Sometimes we get a hold of something, a huge significant thing, like say a large sum of cash. Some of us just get a large sum of cash at one time, get like $100,000 payday, and then all of a sudden you just go out and spend it all. You go and buy a car, you go buy some clothes, you go even buy a house, you go start spending it all. And not realizing that you're supposed to actually hold on to that. You saw it, it was all there, it was a good abundance, but in reality, for a smart person to use that small amount of money, that small amount of money could set you up for the remainder of your life if you set it up and use it to create something that would be able to bring you something back. Not something that's just going to depreciate instantly or something that's just going to go away instantly. And I feel like we do that. And I feel like the more that I sit here and I just look at this and I get a good understanding of what it is that I do on a day-to-day basis with taking care of these animals, I see the overabundance all the time. You okay, man? You good? I see the overabundance all the time of everything that's available, everything that I could possibly have, everything that I could possibly dream of being able to use. But it's up to me to understand and know that sometimes if you're not ready to be able to have it all, because you're not quite sure knowing how to be able to take care of it all. You're not sure knowing how it's going to be able to treat you and react with you in the future, with knowing how to be able to do what it is that you need to do on this planet without making it just put you in a very, very self-destructive pattern. And something with that I just have a very, very good understanding with is knowing how things out here work in nature and knowing how everything is with what I do on a day-to-day basis, that I see the reason why we shouldn't just always assume and expect at the same time and anticipate at the same time, why everything and things should just always come to us instantly and just in a matter of I want it and there it is. It's right there. It's for me. I understand why we got to wait for some things, and in reality, most all things, because we are not ready and we are not prepared to handle things to be so fast and so instant for us, because all we're going to do is get it, use it, and then just get rid of it, and just put it away and just not even care about it in the future. Where we need to make sure that everything that we are using and utilizing, we are using to the fullest potential of what it is. And a lot of times we get some stuff and we don't really think of it as great once we actually have it. And that's something I feel like the whole concept of instant gratification, the whole concept of making sure that we have delayed gratification, the whole concept of making sure that we have impulse control, that even though you think you want it right now, even though you think you need it right now, even though you just like, I got to get it right now. If I don't have it right this second, right here, right now, then I'm not going to be able to survive. I'm not going to be able to live. I'm not going to be able to make things happen. And that's something that I just come to realize is a fantastic dog training term of impulse control. When people are trying to control their dogs from chasing rabbits and chasing squirrels and chasing chickens and chasing other dogs and chasing other people and doing things like that, that the more impulse control that dog has, ooh, bless you, that was nasty. The more impulse control that your dog has, the more, that was really nasty. Got my shirt all dirty. The more they have, the more that they just are a more calm, relaxed, happy, healthy, successful, loving animal. The better that they are. The more that we start to say to them, like, don't do this and stay away from this and stay away from that, the better and better they get. The calmer, the more relaxed they get, because when they do finally get it, they really, really appreciate it. So like today, when I finally do give them, say, this chicken for them to be able to have one today, today I'll give them one, because I'm pushing them real hard to letting them know what it is I want them to do right now. And I appreciate the fact that they are doing exactly what they're supposed to do based on the training that I've done with them to let them know. I don't care how crazy of a situation I put you in. You just got to make it work. He's going to test me a little bit. He got close on it. But it's the hardest when there's two of them that one wants to tag team, the other wants to tag team. And it's, hey, Oreo, let's come back over here. Let's get down. And I greatly appreciate on how everything that I do with them just leads to being really, really nice for them, really, really good for them. Hey, Joe, let's get down. And I don't know what it is, people. These dogs, some people would say that this is an impossible task that I'm doing right here, right now, that I am in the coop. I'm not even around it. I am inside of it doing what it is that I'm doing. And I hope that for someone who says that I don't know how to, say, manage or control or speak or communicate or teach or train or do anything to any sort of dog, that I hope that this is something right here that can really just let you know that I'm not just some beginner. I'm not just some, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not just some playing around trying to figure it out. I know what the heck I'm doing. I know how to get it done. I know how to communicate very, very effectively to get what it is that I need and get what it is that I want. Y'all got a bunch of chickens back here locked in. You're not letting them out. And I'm just so grateful and so appreciative to be able to do that, because it's not something that just was instant. It was something that I had to continuously keep working on to be able to make sure that I was able to get to. It wasn't just overnight, here we are, this is what's going on. No, it's a concept of making sure that I was going from something small to getting more, to getting more, to getting more, to getting to the point that I could put them in any situation, any scenario, anything, and then I realized that it always is just going to work out and work. And it's something that's just absolutely amazing to me, because when I just watch this, I just see what goes on with these guys, I just learn more and more about how I am and how other people are, with having the understanding of knowing that the more that you have impulse control, the more that you are able to restrict yourself from things that you think that you really, really want, the more that you're able to hold back on understanding the fact of just wait a moment before you actually go out and get it. Wait a moment before you actually go out and do it. Wait, hey Johnny, let's get down. And wait a moment before you actually decide to pull the trigger to actually get what it is that you think that you want. Wait a moment and study it, get a good understanding of it, get a good, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Is this really gonna help me? The better and better that we start to become as a human being, the more relaxed we become, the more we realize that when you see something that you just really, really want, you throw that impulse control in there, and then you come to find out in the end, it's like, you know what, actually, really, I didn't want that at that moment. Actually, really, that wasn't really what was best for me at that moment. Actually, really, that was something that was actually gonna destroy me in the moment if I actually went forward with it. And the more it just starts to relax you, the more it starts to calm you down. Because it's like, it's a or are you? You're not eating that food, man. And it's a concept of making sure that you're not always just gimme, gimme, gimme. That you're in the mindset of understanding that sometimes it's just wait, just hold back, just relax, just chill out, just hang out and hang back for a second, because you need to figure out more about what it is that you actually doing and actually want before you actually just go out and go and do it. It's something that I feel like a lot of us just really need to just take a hard look at ourselves with what it is that we want with our dogs, when we're working with them, with what we're doing with them. That we expect a lot from them. We expect them to be like perfect. We expect them to always do what we say when we say it. We expect them to always be around when we tell them to be around. We expect them to always go away when we want them to go away. We expect them to always be quiet when we want them to be quiet. But yet, we don't have those same expectations on us as human beings. We don't put those expectations on our children. We don't put those expectations on our employees. We don't put those expectations on our family members and our friends and our coworkers and anyone that's around us. We just expect them to just, and assume for them to just be able to just do what they want and how they want, just go crazy and not really listen and not really function and not really have a good idea how to be able to actually get better, perform better, have more, be comfortable, be relaxed, stop being stressed, stop being angry, stop being irritated, and stop all that stuff. We don't do that. But with our dogs, we expect them to just be this perfect, pristine, just awesome little animal. That I'm going to tell you right now, the reason that you can get, the way that you can have something like that, the way that you can start to get more like that, is to have impulse control. Control of knowing that you may want it, but you got to wait to be able to figure out how to be able to get it. You got to wait knowing that no matter how bad you want it, you got to have a little delayed gratification with getting some things in life. And there's one thing that I do know for a fact with saying that word is, every time I go to someone's house and I just see this nice, amazing, beautiful house, there's one thing I know about you. You've got delayed gratification. You don't just go out and just get when you want it. You don't just start spending and just start getting instant when you want some things. No, you've made a plan. You said to yourself, I want this up here. And you started putting some things in place to be able to get to that. You didn't just get that. You started putting some things in place to be able to get to that. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us just don't do and don't utilize. And why, personally, for me, there's certain people that I really like being able to work for. When you got your own house, when you got your own cars, when you got a nice job that you're doing, especially when you like work at home, that still kind of blows my mind. It's a very interesting concept of how you guys have these amazing luxury houses and all this luxury lifestyle. You just work from home. You got a computer at the house, and you be able to keep up with that. That I know one thing about you: you're going to keep up with the training plan. You're going to keep up with it because you have a very high sense of understanding what impulse control is. And there's a whole lot of us out here that have no idea what that means and what that is and how to be able to utilize that and how to be able to do that. And that's why I'm going to say most of y'all, your dogs are going crazy, going absolutely wild. And it's not just the dog that's doing that, it's you. And that's something that I think that a lot of people don't really put into a good understanding of knowing that, hey, May, we're not eating everything in here, girlfriend. May, let's get down. May, let's get down, girl. Get off of Oreo. You can come over here. Yep, let's get down. Thank you. Thank you. She's still a little slow with being shy, but I don't care. She's so cute. But it's something that I just noticed that when we have our dogs acting such a certain way, where they're always like just going crazy and acting absolutely wild, that we notice that we are that same way and we are that same person. And I really want more and more people to really just start to put that together, really start to think hard about what it is that goes on in their day-to-day and what it is that the dogs look like and what it is that they're frustrated about them. And hey, May, all done, girl. Well, let's get down. You got enough space there. Get down. May, down. Oh, you good, Oreo. May's not good. She's just doing what she wants to do right now again. And we'll work on that. But something that I just noticed that how your dog is, and I can say that even with mine, with right this second, that I have ones that are not, say, perfect, but listen to me in a different way. And I've always noticed, that my females kind of always act, hey, Oreo, you think you tough, huh? I know you tough. They know you tough. Come back over here. Other side. Over here. Yeah. You can turn around, though. You can turn around. Yep. All right, back up. Come here. Okay, May, you go over there. Oreo down. May down. Me and my female dogs are always kind of a very interesting situation that we're always kind of battling a little bit, where they kind of just don't quite listen to me. Where my male dogs always just listen and do exactly what I want them to do at all times. All right, all done. They always kind of listen to everything that I'm looking for, and they're very respectful to me. It's very interesting that I run into that situation. I wonder how many other people run into that situation where your opposite sex dog just doesn't want to listen to you. But something that I come to realize is the fact that the more that our dogs do some stuff that we just don't like, the more that I come to realize that we are what we don't like. And that's something that I think that a lot of us should really start to, like, say, test and challenge and get a good understanding of what it is that we're about and what it is that we do. Johnny, you doing so good, man. I appreciate you, man. I haven't said a single word to you other than one time saying down. I'm so happy. Oreo, you creeping. Come here. Get down. Something that I just realized that when they're doing something that you just don't like, when they're doing something that you just can't stand, when they're doing something that's just absolutely irritating you, I think that a lot of times we really need to just take a good hard look and a good study of having a good understanding that that's something that we have in ourselves that we just can't stand. So when a dog is going crazy, when a dog is just lunging, when a dog is like, I need this and I want it, I gotta have it right now. Take a good hard look at yourself and wonder, are you a person that is like that? Are you a person that's just, I need it now and I want it now and I can't live and I can't survive without it now? And that's something that I think that once you start to relax and get away from understanding that having a little bit of delayed gratification, having a little bit of impulse control, having a little bit of patience is going to be able to upgrade your life into an absolutely great thing. And it's going to be something that's going to be able to bring a whole lot more peace and calm and self-control and self-reliance and just a great availability of life to you. And it's something that I want more of us to just really think a lot about, because the simple fact of having your animal to be able to do something says a lot about you, and your animal doing something says a lot about what you're capable of doing, and having them be in a certain way with you says a lot about who you are as a person. And that's something that a lot of us really should just take a good hard look at what it is that we do to get a good understanding of how to be able to make sure that we're able to keep upgrading our lives instead of just staying the same and kind of going backwards. And with that said, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for the simple fact that not a single chicken has been attacked at all. Not a single chicken has even tried to attack my dogs. And I'm kind of surprised about that, for one, because when they see that they lay down and they have to relax, the chickens really start to push their buttons a lot, and something that's like super fascinating to me. And I kind of greatly appreciate that at the same time. I'm just so thankful for today, for being able to have the opportunity to be able to do what it is that I do, to be able to have what it is that I have, to make sure that I can keep on going and keep on growing and keep on cruising and keep on making stuff happen in my life. That I'm just so excited to be able to continue to keep doing what it is that I'm doing. I know that nothing is instant. I know that raising my food like this right here is a lot of food. This is going to end up being what, like 1,000 pounds or more? I think, no, there's 300. 3 by 4 is what, 12. This is about 12 to 1,300 pounds of food. On the lowest side, I end up processing when they're a little bit more, about 5 or 6 pounds. I like to process about 6 pounds. So this is more closer to being about 2,000 pounds of food sitting out here. That I know that it's not something that just comes instant. It's not something that's just even simple at first. It's something that you got to be able to figure out how to be able to upgrade, to be able to get to be able to make happen. And when you have that say patience, when you have that control, impulse control, when you have that delayed gratification, you come to realize you get it way, way cheaper. Things get way, way less costly for you. Things get way, way just simpler for you to be able to eat and be able to consume. Things get way, way fresher for you. Things become just so much nicer for you. And it's something that I don't know why a lot of people don't do this. I don't know why a lot of people don't get together and try to figure out how to be able to do this as a group, as a community, as a family, as a something, because this is something that when it's done right, I'm telling you, you could raise 2,000 pounds of food for not even $1,000. And that's something that is just very, very interesting to me, and a very interesting concept, that the prices that go on in the store, I was looking yesterday. I had to look at all the meats. I had to look at all the chickens and the beefs, and looking at all the salmon and looking at everything and realizing we're gonna get priced out here. We're not gonna be able to keep up with some stuff. So for me to be able to have the understanding of having that delayed gratification allows me to be able to grow in abundance at once, and not just depend and rely on going to that store over and over and over, thinking that that's the only way to be able to do some things. And I'm just so thankful to be able to have the opportunity to keep doing this. I'm so thankful that I have the right animals to be able to take care of what it is that I need to be able to take care of. I'm so thankful that I just am able to keep up with what it is that I'm able to keep up with. And I'm so thankful to be able to have more. This farming work brings out a whole lot of gratitude in you. It brings out a whole lot of self-control in you. It brings out a whole lot of self-start in you. It brings out a whole lot of what's a really good word? Responsibility is the really good word I want to look for. It brings out a whole lot of responsibility in you to be able to make sure that you're doing what it is that you need to do, and you stay on top of what it is you need to stay on top of. That you don't get a choice. And when you don't get a choice, you start to just really upgrade your life from being a boy and turning into what I'm going to say is a man on this planet is. Because you have to get it done. Regardless if it's cold out, regardless if it's too hot out, regardless if it's raining out, regardless of what's going on, regardless if your leg is hurting, regardless if your arm is hurting, regardless of anything, you still got to keep it going. And it builds an absolute massive level of responsibility on a person to be able to keep on doing what it is that they need to do, and keep on growing up and expanding on this planet to be able to do some awesome things. And that's just something for me that I want more and more people to be able to be a part of, and be able to experience, and be able to, hey Johnny, let's get down, man. I see him. Let's get down, Johnny. Thank you. And I'm just so excited to be able to do this, and for me to be out here doing this all by myself, it should be something to just show more and more people that this isn't something that's just super complicated, that I didn't grow up doing this. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't grow up with multiple dogs and working and training dogs. That I just came upon it one day. It just came to me, and I just started doing it. I didn't have hundreds of chickens to take care of and cows and all this to do. That it just came upon me, and I just started making it happen. I just started doing it. And it's something that since I've been starting to do it, it's been able to just really like grow me up in such a fast-tracked way. It's been able to bring a whole lot of responsibility to me in a very, very fast-tracked way. And I would like that, and kind of would want to push that upon more and more people to be able to start to figure out how to be able to do more on this planet, as opposed to just doing the bare basic minimum of feeling like you've got enough. And I'm going to tell you, you can always do some more. And doing some more is something that we all should be able to be a part of. And I just want to say thank you.